welcome back to the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods. So currently headed over to the 100 acres now. So pulling the auger behind me in the older truck. Dad's up ahead with the M62 on the flatbed gooseneck. So I think the plan today is to put in a culvert, scrap piece of water line that we had down in the bottom of the new trail that we made. So after some heavy rains, we noticed that we are getting water collecting down there. So to get it to run off and not just dam up, we're going to put in a culvert there. So while we have the 62 there in the backhoe, we're going to do that. We also have an ash tree that we've been looking at getting rid of for a little while now. I need some firewood for the bags, and I think that it should still be good. So hoping to get it cut down. It's a pretty monster of a tree, so having the 62 there will definitely help get it chunked out, and then brought this truck so we can bring the auger, but then also I can take some firewood home and start getting it split up and let it dry for a little bit. Even though the ash is dead, if you can get it popped apart and let it sit for a couple months, it's definitely a lot better to sell that way. So gonna work on those couple things. We have extra time. May look at digging out a couple stumps while we got the 62, and maybe moving some stuff around with the grapple. So it's always nice to get a handful of things done. We don't take this tractor over there all the time, but it definitely helps get some of the bigger projects done. So after getting the M62 unloaded, we have a couple of scrap pieces of pipe that were leftovers from a project that we've kept over on the side. So got that there, and taking this back to the woods. This is a piece of 12-inch poly pipe that is about 20 feet long. It's just scraps from an old project. Since the pipe's so long, ended up just dragging it back with the auger. And because of the poly so slick, it ended up sliding off the choker, so used the grapple and was able to grab it with the front and drive it back to the back. So this is the area that we're going to be putting the pipe in. So this is kind of the low spot from the new trail that we put in. Come down that hill, and this is where water's collecting. So right now it was about 30 degrees and everything's frozen, so it was a good time to get to work on it when everything's not so muddy. But the water's collecting over on the right hand and need to get it to run off to the left, so brought this pipe down to be able to do that. As you can see, there's the water that's standing there from some old ruts where we used to drive through, and gonna get it set up so that the water will run away. So here, just using the 24-inch bucket on the M62 to dig out a little swale that the pipe will sit in. Not going to go super deep with it, just deep enough to kind of get it below grade. And then once we put the pipe in, we'll cover back over it. And in this project here, we didn't get too carried away with putting the dirt back on. Just kind of got the pipe covered. At a later date, we'll probably add another foot or so of cover over all of that to bring up that entire area, because it is in a low spot. So another project, while we had the M62 back this far, is in front of it, the tractor here, and kind of to the right is where the food plot's going to go. So there's a lot of small trees that need to be taken out, so to kind of just get back there so you can get the Otter and RTV back there, did a little bit of clearing, but kind of quickly gave up on that just because the sun had come out and started warming up everything and was creating quite a mess. Here we have a sycamore tree that was in the path that kind of needed to take out so that we could straighten this path out. Ended up having the battery die on the camera before I got it pushed out, but there we got it down and took the stump off and put it in the pile, and then drug a big section of that sycamore tree out. Eventually just cut it up for firewood. Here's another situation where it was pretty slick, so I ended up having to unhook the log to get up that hill, and still ended up having to use the backhoe to kind of push it out, and then was able to drag the log up and then drag it the rest of the way out of the woods. So here we switched from working in the back to coming up front, and just off the main part of the property, and there's a fair-sized ash tree that we wanted to get cut down. So here, getting a cable put up as high as we can in that tree. Couple reasons: A, we wanted to be able to pull it over the direction we wanted, but then also wanted to be able to give a quick yank on the tree just to make sure no limbs wanted to fall off. Ended up switching to the 36-inch bar, the 046, to make the back cut on it. Notice the M62 in the background, so have the cable hooked up to that so that we can pull the tree over. So once it gets the back cut and a notch on the back side, I can start cutting here, and once I see the tree start to fall, I then pull it over with the 62. So I went ahead and got these cut into 6 to 8 foot sections just so that they could be manageable. Then used a grapple to get them out into the open so that we could start putting them into firewood rounds and get them loaded in the truck. You can see we have all of them lined up behind the trailer here. Just getting this one put down as well. And using the grapple to roll the slog over so that we can finish cutting those rounds out. So here I'm marking the tree with the tape measure I made just so that we can have consistent size rounds. Then using the backhoe with the thumb to load some of those rounds into the back of the truck. And get those home so we can get them popped apart. Even after getting the truck filled up with the rounds, there's still another truckload or two there, so this will be a couple couple days project to get everything in. Even with the B21, we'll be able to load some into the truck. So the other thing we wanted to get done while we had the M62 there is dig out a stump that will be in the bottom part of the circular drive. So this fall we hope to work on getting some of the sandstone dug out from some of the ridges to use it to pad the drive. But with this stump there is going to make it difficult to get any rock put in here, so make sure to get that stump out. Get the ash tree down, so that was nice just because even with the big tractor, the 62, it was nice to be able to use the 62 to pull it over, or pull the tree over, and have some logs behind me that we're taking home so I can get those split up, and then culvert pipe put in. So with that in, can help get some of that water moving away so that we don't destroy that path. And got a tree and a stump dug out while we had the big tractor there with the backhoe. So overall it's a pretty good day. Able to get quite a bit accomplished. It's sunny out, fairly windy, so so it made it feel colder than it was. I think this morning it started out about just below 30, and now it's up to 38. So it's not too bad out. Definitely chilly with the wind, but overall a nice sunny day. So it was nice to get some of that stuff done at the property. It's definitely wet over there. Thank you for watching the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods. Hope that you guys have been enjoying the videos. Really been working on, trying to grow the channel some, provide content. Noticed that with the YouTube stats, about 90% of the people who watch the videos don't subscribe, so please, if you enjoy this, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it, and give a thumbs up. It's a little bit of feedback for people who have subscribed to show that they like the videos. So we'll catch you next time on the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods.